Hi folks, this is Danny at Bradley James Classic Cars. I'm bringing you today a wonderful example of a car you don't see a great deal of these days. And this is an early Austin Cambridge A50. Now, they only started production of these in 1954. This is a 1955 model, and it's a deluxe. Now, a deluxe had such wonderful extras like a leather seat facings and a heater, and this one is a real survivor. It drives wonderfully well. In fact, it drove to us from the Cotswolds down to our location in Hampshire, which is a fair drive for an old car, and it did so very nicely. And I've had the pleasure of taking this car out on a little drive today just to make sure she drove nicely, ready for test drives. We've had it through our workshop, and we can vouch for the fact that this has been a well-maintained car, which is in good driving order, ready to enjoy. And you could virtually drive this immediately to a car show, and it would stack up quite nicely due to its favourable condition and its usability. Now, this one features, which was quite new, that had been quite high tech actually back in the day, a new engine for the range. It's the B series, which is a 1500cc engine that Austin used, and it turns up in a variety of cars. Well, for example, we have an MG Magnet which uses the same B series engine, and you'll find that B series dotted across several cars in the British range. And I'm thinking of cars like the Wolseley and the Riley 1500s, or the 1.5 in the case of the Riley, to name a few. Being black, it immediately looks rather grand. I am going to get up close and show you all of the paperwork, all the bodywork in finer detail, but generally just an initial tour around the car just to get you used to the dimensions. It's a compact car from the era, and there was a great deal of these. In fact, it shares the body with the A40, which had come out before, and that was another one of the counties cars, as they were known, because they were named after counties, of course. And I'm rather keen of the dimensions and the overall shape of this car. Now, the odometer shows just 49,000 miles. There's a beautiful history file which comes with this car, a real credit to previous owners. And this one has got a few imperfections, which I shall point out in my walk around video. But it starts at the first turn of the key. Every time I've ever started it, it's wanted to run straight up, and off you go. It's column gear change. Really lovely experience, and it's still, after all these years, has the smell of the leather seats when you get inside. Well, I'm going to show you inside real quick. Hopefully you'll see that I'm not exaggerating when I say this car really is a survivor. Look how good a condition the door card is. Look at those seats. They do show their age, but they certainly don't show any splits and creases. They've obviously been well fed over the years, and that's why they're still with us now. That lovely tin dash. Wonderful, epic steering wheel. There's the gear change on the left there. So original. Lovely deep red carpet in excellent condition. And let's have a look in the back. Good size, plenty of leg room. Very scrumptious seating arrangement here. Plenty of space for 2 or 3 passengers in the back. Looking forward towards that lovely dashboard, lovely switch gear. Looks so original. I can't see anything there that shouldn't be there. That is Totally standard and original. Look at it, wonderful. Right through to that little clock in the middle. Okay, so I think you need to take it as read that the interior is in very good order. And I'm going to walk around the car. My viewers tell me they find these walk around videos very useful to get an opinion on what the car looks like prior to making the journey to come and see it. I describe this car in certainly above average condition. It's not a concours show winner that's just come out of the paint shop. It's hard to judge how old the paint is, judging from the condition. It's obviously been repainted at some stage in its life, but I'm afraid I don't have exact details of when. So I'm going to start with this driver's side, so offside front wing. I can't see any evidence of rust or dent or damage. Similarly, good condition, excellent condition really. A very shiny driver's door, very nice through to the back door. This rear wing has got some, this is the worst part of the car, it's got some bubbles come through, and it's right through. There's some bubbles on this rear panel here, which ideally would be repainted. However, it's not our job to go around trying to bring these cars to looking like new again, I'm afraid. We can arrange additional paintwork and bodywork. However, we don't specialise in doing that. We're more of a mechanical house, and we like to sell everyday working classics in good driving order. The bonnet, the boot is in really good order, as is this back panel, and it's a lovely original badge and nice bright chrome work on the back, and a little chrome embellisher on the back of the exhaust pipe. This rear wing doesn't have any of the issues that the other one has, with a little bubbling on the top. That's a near perfect panel. We've got, unfortunately, a little bit of paint off of this door here that looks like probably a parking knock. It could be touched in, but it hasn't been. And I can see what looks like a very shallow dent here, but I'm being very fussy. I mean, generally speaking, I stand back and I'm panning around the car, and of course it looks $1 million. However, I am getting in very closely here. I can see a tiny bit of paint off there, but again, I'm being fussy. Lovely badge, Austin of England, on the near side front wing, which appears to be in excellent condition. A good set of tyres all round. Good to excellent front bumper and overrider. Nice front panel. Looks like I've got a little chrome ring missing from around this indicator, because I've noticed the other side has got one. A very good bonnet. Glass in good condition, as is the rest of the roof. Okay, so that's 8 minutes of looking around this car. The chrome wheel trims are nice and original. However, I do have some rust, which looks as if that could be treated around the Austin logo in the middle. It's been supplied in the past by Ace Classic Cars. I can't say I know them personally, but they look as if they've sold a good car here at some point. Now, I've had the benefit of being underneath the car. I can show you a little by having a bit of a stretch down here, but the car has it looks nice and original underneath. I can see that there's some surface rust, but very, very honest. In fact, in many ways, sometimes it's good to see cars when they look like this rather than plastered in years worth of undersill. But certainly, having looked under the car and through the arches and all the usual suspects, she does appear to be very solid, as indeed are all the jacking points and things that you ought to be concerned over. So I'm going to pull the button which says B for bonnet, and we'll have a look under there together. Well, actually, while I'm in the car, the key's here, so why not just turn it and give it a little run as well. Oh, maybe a little choke, which is on this side. Back to the starter button. That's better. A little bit of choke. And I don't know how well we can hear that, but Lovely. Well, let's go one better. I'm on private land. Shut that door up. This is the gear stick. Isn't that wonderful? Look at that. Now you pull this out to go down there, reverses down and back. Oh, it's bringing back all the memories. But up into reverse, here's the handbrake. Pull, and off we go. Well, I don't usually do this on all my walk around videos, but I thought as I was here and we're together, a little drive. Excellent brakes in a straight line, great handbrake, off with the ignition. Now, I'm only supposed to be pulling this button down here, which has B on it. Give that a decent tug. And that's the noise of the bonnet opening up. So let's have a little look under the bonnet. Excuse me while I do my usual trick of using the one hand. There we go. Now, this is what I like to see. Nice originality underneath the hood here. It's pretty enough. Austin, its original green rocker cover, very recognisable engine, that 1500, and very nice up through the bulkhead. And there's that heater I promised you, which, as I say, is a feature of the deluxe version. And that's through to the number there, talking about a engine number HS5, and there's the chassis number next to it and the plate number there. So all present and correct. That's a little look under the bonnet. We've heard her run, we've had a little look round her. I do love this little car, and it gets so many positive comments. The colour scheme of that black, and then the sort of rich, it's almost like a terracotta colour, isn't it, that interior, with these red carpets, and that lovely original headlining, all in such great condition, and the brightness of that tin dash. So just to recap, a 1955 Austin A50 Cambridge, showing 49,000 miles. A vast history file comes with the vehicle, owned by many years by an enthusiast, an elderly gentleman who had bequested this car on to a relation. So that's where we got the car. It hasn't been for sale for many years. You don't often see examples in this sort of condition for sale at this sort of price point, because I can tell you, if you have one of these and you plan to do a lot of work, like paint it and get it mechanically sound and as nice inside as this car, I think you might be surprised how much money it would actually cost to achieve that. I'm loving the fact that it's retained its original number plate, and it suits the car so nicely, obviously, with the black and silver colour scheme. Well folks, this is Danny at Bradley James Classic, showing you the 49,000 mile Austin A50 Cambridge from the mid-50s. It's the second year that they actually made this car, and a very good price point to get you into classic car driving, albeit the 50s car. 1500cc engine, manual gearbox, a real pleasure to drive, easy to drive, and a solid car that would look great at any car show or popped in your garage. Thank you for watching the video. It's Danny at Bradley James signing out.